Youth suicide is a growing problem. In recent years, it's overtaken road crashes as the #1 killer of young Queenslanders under the age of 24. But among Indigenous children, the rate is ringing alarm bells. Almost half of all children who commit suicide are Indigenous, despite making up just 4% of the population. Matt Wordsworth has this special report.
When Roe was 14, he was already struggling to cope with his parents' divorce and his bisexuality, but had the support of his older sister Melissa.
She was like my mother. She used to dress me, take me to school, make sure I was ready on time.
Neighbours raised the alarm just after...
But her life was cut short by a house fire that also claimed her boyfriend.
I felt as if I had nobody to lean on or depend on and nobody to talk to. I lost myself.
Roe descended into drug abuse and self-harm.
One time I wanted to hang myself in the school toilet. Yeah, used to cut my wrist a lot.
Workers often refer to a contagion effect with suicide. One death sparks others. In an inquest report last week, Queensland coroner Terry Ryan said in 2013-14, contagion was identified as a potential factor for 7 of the 23 children who suicided in Queensland.
That was in there.
Jordan Chapman's friend contacted him on Facebook after her boyfriend committed suicide.
She just inboxed me saying how it was going, but I didn't have enough time to reply. So I just logged out because I was going to sleep. Yeah,
what time of night was this?
This was only like 10 o'clock, around 9, 10, yeah.
And then what happened?
I found out the next morning she committed suicide.
She's one of half a dozen young people in Jordan's circle who've taken their own lives. And so how do you deal with that when you're 15 or 16?
I don't know, just play football, go to school, keep my mind off it. Don't really think about it.
How are you feeling today?
Rosie Bell is a caseworker at YFS, a community organisation that supports young people in the Logan area south of Brisbane.
It's a topic, Matt, that we're all struggling with. And our elders are struggling with this, with suicide, and it happening in our communities too many times. They're asking the question, but why? But why? What's happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Georgiatos.
Jerry Georgiatos has been researching Indigenous suicide nationwide.
It's a humanitarian crisis. 1 in 20 of all Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders will die by suicide. That's a horrific rate. From a racialised lens, that's the highest in the world.
The worst rates, he says, are in the Kimberley in Western Australia and far north Queensland.
The real solution is in an equivalency of services in these communities, not in degrading them further.
Jerry Georgiatos is also contributing to a coming federal government-funded report on how to reduce Indigenous suicide. And what's the most important thing in your life right now?
Just to be happy.